Something about being riddled with plasma bolts has changed the way that Jane looks at the world.
And I kind of want to rip the blade out of her hands.
Any excitement up here?
No.
Good.
I'm gonna aim Duke at the edgelords. Welcome to your exit strategy.
Pappy is just gonna slam on this big blue button. The tractor beam on the left side of the ship grabs the way station, whipping us across, sending us
Awesome.
forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
What are you guys doing about Jaina?
I throw my pipe at her.
Targeting system recalibrated.
Use the eye.
I'll push him at you.
And I slam their head into the ground.
Orchid cuts off Jaina's hand.
Jane just hits the deck. Got him.
The black patch crumples and vanishes into space, and Jaina is sucked out into the void.
So badass.
I'm going to grab Orchid.
The airlock door slams shut and cuts off two of her legs. Pappy, Rip comes up to you and says, I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like that.
I can tell you right now, I know for a fact that I am invincible. Well, Wing just...
Jaina Havocan, Katin Tempest, Petra Vale. The Furies will not stop coming after you until they have the artifact.
Was so beautiful.
And then Fenley says, I can never speak to you again. And I would like you to cross Fenley off of your contact.
Oh, no.
Everybody, and welcome back to the Jester's Space Court. I am your Galaxy Master, Jonas Tintenseher, and joining me today, as always, we have Sky Swanson.
That mantis be slicing, Taloo soon be dicing, runaway is getting less enticing. It's Jane Dexheart.
Oh,
Okay.
ooh, exciting. We have Rachel Kordell.
You ever just want to throw yourself into the sun? I'm Taloo Devuna.
Oh, powerful mood.
Ask your doctor about Zoloft.
Or Florg.
Florg. Ask your doctor about Florg wax. That was the better joke. We have Casey Reardon.
The fast flying, never gonna dying champion racer of the Cedar Sector. It's Pappy.
Hey!
Legend.
We have Seth Coveyou.
And I play Chaag, the mineral badass.
Yay!
Solid as a rock, that Chaag.
I don't know what the pause was. It's one line.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. It's always beautiful.
And of course, we have Andrew Frost.
Hey, and there's only so many ways I can say robot doctor, but I play Melvin, the robot doctor.
When we left off, our crew had successfully beaten back the Furies, including Jaina Havocan, who were assaulting their ship in the middle of a Sunskipper-sponsored race through the Fade system, especially its twin stars Fade Alpha and Fade Beta, and the cinder web between them. Thanks to Pappy's expert flying, Chaag's expert shooting, Taloo's expert mysticism, Melvin's expert application of a large metal pipe, and Jane's expertise in not dying when getting repeatedly shot, you guys managed to
Very important skill.
make it out of trouble with your artifact and a couple new goodies on board your ship. You repaired up the Scarab, and the Cedar Sector is now yours to explore. Before we get into that, however, we had a couple advancements, couple level ups from last session. Pappy and Melvin, I believe, are still working on their XP tracks, but I think Jane got something new.
Yep. I got Play. It's a special ability called Player. You always know when someone is lying, which I think is a hilarious advancement to make, like middle of the game, because mechanically, how does that even work? But now, if someone's lying to me, Jane knows it.
Just open on Jane, just closing a textbook that's like social cues for dummies.
Just don't ask Pappy any pressing questions. That'll be great.
Yeah, I'm going to start asking all of you guys about your backstories.
Could you just imagine having that skill in real life?
A good skill to have.
No, it wouldn't though. Like, could you imagine you're dating someone and you're like, "Oh, I love you," and you just see, "Oh, I love you too," and just
Yeah.
See, I was thinking more on the realm of not wasting time with job interviews. Like, oh yeah, we'll call you back in a week.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
I love it as just an example of like the type of game design and ideas that these games are trying to do. That the ability to always know when someone is lying is on par with like being better at shooting or, you know, faster at flying the ship. Like that's the level we're at right now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Chaag, what did you get on your level up?
I got ready for anything. That's part of the muscle playbook, and that should help us for ambushes.
Yeah, wonder why you're thinking about that.
No idea.
We've never been ambushed once.
Never once.
And Taloo.
I leveled up my playbook, gaining the special ability Psyblade.
Psyblade.
Yeah, could you imagine why I would even decide to pick that?
I couldn't
Who knows?
fathom.
Nope.
Could never fathom.
Anything could happen.
Well, let's see as we zoom in to the Scarab floating through space on your way to wherever you're headed next. Taloo, you have set up in your the Scarab's new science bay that you guys acquired as part of a crew upgrade. Much like your vault, it's not really, you don't really have the cred or the contacts to get an official kind of stylish science bay applied to your ship. You just cleared out another one of your storage rooms, put some doodads and computers in there, and it's like, all right, that's a science
I found
bay.
one test tube somewhere.
There's just one test tube in a holder. The rest are completely empty.
Mhm.
Taloo, you're in there. It's been maybe a day or two since the Fury's last attack, and you are you've got this sword hilt in your hand. Now it looks like an old fantasy, like it's not a cyber sword or anything like that. It's this metal engraved, steel wrought hilt with leather wrapping around the handle and a little golden gem in the pommel. And you saw Jaina use it, but you've been, as soon as you put your hands on it, it completely, the blade went out and you weren't able to activate it again. So as you're sitting here in the science bay, trying to run tests, trying to figure out how it works, I want you to tell me how you figured out. What is the thing that triggers it? What is the clue you discover?
I actually think it would be just based on my character's personality, pretty haphazard. There would probably be some event with like a joint in, one hand, and she's kind of like playing around with the hilt and like moving it around. And as she kind of loosens up and isn't necessarily overthinking what she necessarily needs to do, she kind of feels almost as if there's like you could say almost like a soul connection that extends through her hand. And she kind of allows herself to hold on to it. And that ignites this glowing blade that shoots out of the hilt. And she realizes that it does, in fact, come from her mystic ability and connection, that she can actually ignite this. It's not necessarily a mechanical instance, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And I love that a lot. You know, as Jaina demonstrated, there is a button on the side. And as you're drinking with it, you realize the button basically is it's more of a safety tool for you. It's not like, it doesn't really control it. It just allows you to turn it on and off when you're connected.
Yes.
So yeah, you pop this out and you're just holding it in your hand aloft, and this shimmering blade of golden hard light just fizzes into existence. And with it close in your hand now, you can see as well, the gem in the pommel is also glowing, and it kind of writhes and pulses as if it's a little miniature sun in the hilt of the sword.
Does it have little, what are those called? The bands that flow away from it?
Oh,
like
coronal ejections?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Sick.
Every time you swing the sword, it leaves kind of trails behind that look just like that.
Ooh, very
so
cool.
pretty. And she just takes another hit and just like kind of like looks at it and moves it around.
Yeah. the smoke and the light playing together, absolutely. All right, I want to know who is on the bridge right now. Who's in the cockpit?
Pappy, probably.
I think Jane is there. Maybe chatting with Pappy about like the call that she just got off. Yeah, we're in way deeper over her head than we thought. I mean, Grant, I just filled you in on everything we just said, but I just got to reiterate that point. We are, because it's weird if
I'm not so sure about that. I'm pretty sure we can handle pretty much anything at this point.
Jane just like cocks her head and it's just like, what? What do you mean? We barely even have a weapon on this ship.
What are you talking? I just made our gun swivel. Do you not see that?
Cut to outside of the ship. The gun that was on the front of the ship ripped off onto now just like a
welded onto the top of the ship. And it screeches extremely loudly when it turns.
You took the hover dolly that we had stolen and you just somehow retrofitted that to turn on top of the ship.
Yeah, as the other part of your guys' upgrade, you have now a functional swivel gun on your ship. Instead of just your crown-mounted weapons.
Look, these people mean serious business, and as far as I could tell it, they're after that weird rock that we picked up.
Well, that means it's valuable, doesn't it?
I mean, maybe. The better thing, I think, would be to just get rid of it. I mean, yeah, I'd like to make a profit, but Jane kind of looks at her and is like, Taloo heard it talking, and she thinks that it should get shot into the sun.
Right. I remember her saying that it wanted to go to the sun. We were clearly in the middle of one of the best races of my life, so I wasn't about to let that happen, no.
Didn't you pass out and, like, nearly die?
Now, hold on 1 minute, all right? Nearly die and win a race are two very different things, all right?
Man, we gotta get Melvin with some psychiatric programming or something.
I don't need no help. It's fine.
Speaking of Melvin...
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah?
And Sky kind of brought it up a little bit. When Taloo's messing with the sun saber and she ignites it, does she hear the voice of the artifact?
Ooh, yeah. Is there any connection there?
There may very well be a connection there, but as you're just kind of tinkering with it, there's no immediate... it doesn't call out to you.
She's pretty high, so that makes sense.
She's hearing all the voices.
Yeah.
I also...
You might get the idea if you will bring the two in the same room, maybe something will happen. Sky?
Oh, I just apologize. I forgot to get into character.
There you go. I was waiting for it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to our dedicated listeners.
How dare you roleplay before doing that? Yeah. Melvin and Chaag, you guys are in your little kind of makeshift sick bay with Orchid, who you are currently kind of... You've scrapped together some artificial legs for her, Melvin, and you're trying to, you're fitting them to her. They're not quite ready yet. You're still working on them. We have this kind of period of downtime we're working through. And Chaag, you're there as well with the Irilari blackout trooper who you guys semi took prisoner / recruited during the fight. He seems not opposed to joining you, but he's also kind of just been like, please just let me leave the ship and I won't bother you again.
Oh, okay. Where do you want to go?
That was easy.
I mean, you can drop me off any spaceport. I'll just, I'll get a deployment in a different part of the galaxy. You won't see me again.
Oh, really?
I mean, if I don't, they'll probably, they'll probably put a burn notice on me and
No, I mean, but you wouldn't like send a postcard or something.
Do you even know my name?
It's Eric.
My dad?
You
put my dad in the game?
Didn't even think about it like that. I just wanted to generic.
Are you calling Sky's dad generic?
That actually shocks me because you guys put Eric in so many things.
I'm just always thinking about your dad.
Yes, you guys are obsessed with my family.
Like, you have a great family, first of all. Let's
I do.
There.
Leave their names out of your mouths, you freaks.
Fine.
No, they could be Eric.
Go ahead, Jim. Sorry.
I'm crying.
He kind of goes, yeah, sure. I'll send a postcard, a digi postcard, a mail,
an e-card,
yeah,
an email.
I'll send an email.
Great.
I'll send a holo mail. That's what it is. That's sci-fi.
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay.
All right. I was expecting that to go a different direction, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't want to hold you here, Eric. I mean, I think seemed like a great guy.
That's
And no, I just like I like expanding the crew. I think you'd be a really good fit on the fact that when we asked you to stop killing us, that's what you did. And I think that speaks volumes. That's a lot.
that's so thoughtful and kind of you, considering that I was trying to kill you in the first. Does that happen to you a lot? Do you often make friends with?
Constantly, yeah. Yeah. Well, then you also see that I too am a murderer because I did kill most of your platoon. And I would have killed you, honestly.
We'll stick to the hollow mail. Yeah, I think that's the best way for us to be friends. Okay.
Okay. Whatever you feel the most comfortable with.
Melvin, you're fitting these legs to Orchid. One of them kind of sockets in incorrectly and shocks her, and she... Careful with that. That's my body.
My sincerest apologies. The calibration on the legs may take longer than desired, but you'll find that in the end they will actually work somewhat better than your original appendages.
Oh, that's exciting. Do they have rockets in them, or?
Not with our budget.
We could go on, but that's a great cut to that conversation. At the front of the ship, as Pappy and Jane are talking, you guys get an incoming hail on your computer.
I wanted to join I guess that scene at some point, maybe before the mail comes in. I actually even saw, like, as Chaag was in the middle of that conversation, because maybe after Taloo's figured out how to turn the blade on and off a couple times, I kind of wander through the ship, stop by the med bay where everyone is, hey guys, check out what I got, and then like turn it on. I'm like, all right, see you later. And then goes to the front of the ship.
I leaned down to Melvin like, she's so fucking cool. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Aw.
that's pretty rad.
I just have guns and shit.
And then, yeah, probably right before this message comes in, just through the door. Hey, look what I figured out.
She's like, we turns around.
Just right between you guys.
This is the front where this is up in the cockpit.
Yeah,
Jane just
you guys.
looks over at this alien who just earlier was like, a rock was talking to me, we need to throw it into the sun. And then I see you waving around a dangerous weapon, clear, like bloodshot eyes from fucking smoking, and Jane loses a year off her life just in that one moment right there.
Pappy grabs the flask from Jane and hucks it at Taloo, and the sword just cuts right through it.
Yeah, I wish to deflect it.
You just
Check it out.
The flask does explode a little bit.
I could totally see her just walking in there, sitting down, and she's like, look what I could do. And she's like, just pretending it's her dick.
100% the energy in the room. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
then
Taloo, what by the eye are you doing?
The flask
figuring out my new
explodes.
toy.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a high alcohol content.
Drink.
Huh? What?
How did you even get that to work?
You know
That was an issue?
that I just did it. You know, it takes a little bit bit more than magic.
You said
Yeah, there's no such thing as magic. There's the grace of the eye.
Okay, that sure.
God, I cannot with you fanaticals.
Okay, actually, that's the line, because the mail, I cannot with you fanaticals, a hail comes in on your ship, pops up across your view screen, and you see sitting before you through this screen is a figure that kind of looks like a combination of a fantasy dwarf and an elephant. They have big, wide, kind of flat head, stout frame, giant leathery ears, and a trunk over their mouth. They have a couple piercings in their ears and along their trunk as well, and over their brow. This is a type of alien known as an Oekha. They pop up and literally just, without any prompting, just say, "Someone mentioned fanaticals."
Do we know this person?
I take Jane's secondary flask and throw it at it.
Bounces off the screen and splashes some drink on the console.
We just got it repaired. Pappy like smacks like you on the arm, gets her flask again, be like, "Hi there, can we help you?"
Hey, yeah, my name is.
Also, how'd you turn this on without us turning it on?
I just caught kind of the tail end of the conversation here, and I think you might be good choice for. Well, you see, all right, listen. My name's Whip. I'm a producer of a new show that's filming in the sector.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I heard you guys just want to race and fade. That's pretty big. You got a name for yourselves. You got a ship of your own.
I push Jane to the side. Yeah, I won that race.
Jane pushes Pappy back. It's just immediately, just like, oh my God. All right. So what's the job?
So I'm the producer of a new show in the sector. It's called Derelict-Delvers. Our show is about, so it's a reality show. We explore old abandoned spaceships, and we've got one lined up. Typical haunted, mysterious disappearances. People think the Vry or the visitors are involved. And we just need a crew to play as the kind of, the in team while our star goes around and makes the observations. You guys will kind of be in the background, making sure everything is functional, exploring the ship, maybe get some reaction shots of you guys. And, we can't pay you too well, but get a lot of exposure for other jobs. And, anything you find on the ship is yours to keep.
Is this a union?
What?
Is it a union gig?
I don't.
Jane,
Translator working. I don't understand. What is a union?
Do we get paid in onions?
No. We need standard credits, standard pay.
In a galaxy where the technology listens to you always, so that people can just call you and know what you were saying. They don't understand the concept of privacy or unions.
Apparently.
Jane steps up again into the view of this screen right now. Okay, well, you sent through the details on that so we could take a look over. You don't need an answer in this moment?
No, but we're filming in, just a couple trips around the sun, so I do need an answer pretty quick.
Pretty down to the wire on this one.
Raise your hand. Which sun are we talking about?
Yeah, there are two.
Oh, the job is in the Mara sector.
Oh,
great. Because we're not there right now, so it's good. Just good to know.
Look.
Yeah, no. You take your time. We'll figure it out. Call me back.
All I need to know in this moment is this live television, or are you recording this and putting it out at a later date? And two, ain't all that stuff not real anyway? Don't you guys fake it all and judge it up?
Yeah, mostly.
Then why not? Why use us, a bunch of dangerous scoundrels? Why not use actors?
Adds authenticity.
It's because we have clout right now. I just want us a big race. We'll get them the views.
Yeah, we just won.
Plus, it's sometimes these ships can be dangerous. We need people with actual combat experience, just in case, automated systems, weird alien monsters kept in the hold. We've had accidents before.
All right.
It's not live. It's recorded, but we do pretend that it's live.
All right. Well, go ahead, send that. We'll start heading your way. Go ahead, send those contracts through. But if we decide against it, we'll contact you.
All right. Cool. We'll expect you. He sends over coordinates, sends over file packets with all the details on the location, and the screen winks out.
Okay.
We have an issue.
Oh?
What are you talking about?
Well, we gotta get this rock into the sun, so...
Does it matter which sun it is?
I haven't explored that far.
Yeah, I think maybe we need to check that out a little bit more before we throw this hull into the sun.
Well, we don't have to throw the hole into the sun. We just gotta throw it into the sun.
I said the hull, not the hull.
Oh, I don't know.
Throw the whole ship in the sun.
just yeet it in.
Listen, I can't make that decision. We gotta take it over with Chaag.
Look, I'm not of the sharpest mind, but I understand what you're saying.
Look.
So, I'm gonna go ask it, and then she's just gonna 180 and just go out the door and head over to the vault.
I'm just gonna lean over to Jane. I'm gonna say, is she getting a little weirder to you?
Much weirder to me. Hey, listen, Pappy. We might need to change the lock combination on that vault soon if this keeps going down this direction.
You might want to change the lock combination on your liquor cabinet, too.
Jade will get up and she's like, just go ahead and plug in the coordinates. I'm going to go check on everybody downstairs. And I'm also going to go make sure that Miss Sword there doesn't throw our rock out an airlock. Jane,
Cool.
heads
I don't know,
out the door.
guys. The more Taloo I interact with, I just think the Jedi would have been cooler if they smoked weed.
Oh my god, so much.
And I know Liam Neeson did a great job as Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm saying Jeff Bridges could have done really, really well.
Oh my
More
god.
like Qui-Gon Jinn, am I right?
I mean, I'm pretty
Training
More like
Anakin.
more like Qui-Gon Ja. Took a second, but we got there.
We did.
This is dumb.
Okay.
Smoke weed, chuck rocks at Suns.
Hey.
Amen.
Good.
That is one of
Yeah, we're not smoking weed. We're
Smoke
doing
flork.
it is
wax.
Floor wax.
Floor wax.
that
We
smoke
here on
floor.
the show do not condone pot smoking. Floor wax, on the other hand, go nuts.
I condone pot
I
smoking.
condone.
What? I can't be on the same podcast as you guys. Then that's just
God damn it, we're supposed to keep it a secret from Sky. Come on. We gotta keep it subtle.
I don't want to be on a podcast with Nancy Reagan.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna go there. Never mind. Continue.
no.
So you approach the vault. There, the hole in the side has been patched. Key in the codes, big pressure door. You know, the wheel lock spins, the pressure door opens, enter inside. You've got a couple valuables in there, some little statuettes, some cred sticks that are fresh, no risk of expiry, and
Beautiful.
an artifact in its
Beautiful.
chest.
Mm-hmm. And I won't have the blade activated as
Okay.
that connection. I mean, I probably am kind of turning it on and off like kind of like how you click a pen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was probably doing walking down the hallway.
No.
But as I, get in there, I have it turned off. And so I guess I would need to attune to it. Is there a roll I need to make? Or I just want to connect to it and I want to ask. I'm going to be like, hey, so do you got a preference on what sun you roll into? Or...
Yeah, let's make a roll. This is just a fortune roll. There's no consequence here.
Mhm.
We'll just see how deep your connection gets.
Mhm.
So, on that description of clicking it like a pen down the hallway, now I'm just imagining being in a testing area and just hearing like the
Yeah.
like constantly going on and off.
Jane, you go out of the bridge to check on everyone else, and you see there's just a line of stop and go scorch marks along the
Oh my god.
It's gonna take ages to buff out, man.
But it's not a full hole. It's just like a light burn.
Yeah, just a
little valleys and scorches.
Yeah.
It's-
nothing
We're building
bad.
character.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, I got a 5.
A 5? Okay. Are you gonna try and commune to artifact like this, or are you gonna open the chest it's in?
I guess would it be difficult to crack open the chest? I don't know if
I'm sure you guys put in a latch.
yes,
somewhere
then
to
I
open
would
it.
maybe open it to speak directly.
You open it, you kind of reach out with your mind, and you feel the presence inside almost sleepily waking up. You know, this mental equivalent of yawning, I guess.
Yeah.
And you ask your question, and it goes,
I want to visit my home, son.
Oh, okay. So here, the one we were just by, you were very excited.
No, I just, it's a light.
you feel the connection kind of wavering, and then there is this psychic pulse, and your world goes black.
Wonderful.
Instantly, your eyes open, and you are in this endless plane of open void. It looks kind of like outer space, except that it's filled with writhing smoke and gas that kind of obscures a lot of the stars around. And you are standing, you're not floating, you're just standing on like a flat plane. And you see a good distance ahead of you is a small humanoid figure, maybe half your height. And I want to know what Taloo pictures this voice as.
It's I kind of picture it as like oh god. So I know we kind of described something to Artemis's druid abilities having a similar quality, but I'm literally picturing like a child shape, but it's kind of got that like chowder like texture to it, but it's like
that they've been cut out of the world.
Yeah, but it's like stars and galaxies and like that kind of like that kind of bright like light, but it's not like a consistent light. It's like a texture.
Sure, the shimmering pulsing that. So you can't make out any features or anything. It's just this shape.
It's featureless in my head. Yeah.
Okay.
See, you have this really cool artistic description, and my brain immediately went to like a D20 with two like very muscular, like slovenly beautiful legs, just like shaved and toned.
Like the toad with way too long legs.
Yeah, basically, just that with a D20 at the top.
Oh God.
What is wrong with my brain?
Your eyes open to this blinding light, like the light of a star.
Yeah.
This character, by the way, if I could cast this show, this character would be voiced by Ashley Johnson. Just throwing that out there.
That's very fair.
The voice says, and you can hear it now emanating from this shining figure that says,
It's easier for me to talk this way. Hello.
Hi.
I don't know where my home is, but I was hoping the Chosen One is supposed to take me.
Oh. Okay. Got a description on this Chosen One? Maybe we could make a connection, or
I'm sorry, I'm so young, I don't really know.
Fair. Yeah, I don't know. We picked you up out of a vault on a weird planet, and
Yeah, I was asleep there for a long time.
Do you remember before that?
No.
All right. Cool. So, were you particularly drawn to like one of the recent stars we were nearby, or?
They're pretty, but not my home.
Gotcha. Okay, we need to go somewhere else. All right. So, you know what? We will talk. If you sense a star that you like, you hit me up.
Okay.
I is in the middle of the night just gonna get you up?
what's that star do?
Because I want to. I don't know. I feel like we have some rapport here, and I'd like to assist. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just feel like I should. So
we're friends.
Yeah. We could be friends.
Everyone else just gave the weirdest look.
Just like,
You're friends with the rock, huh? Yeah.
I'm crazy for like asteroids.
And you've kept the sunblade off this entire time, right?
I mean, I feel like am I still in control of my body? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
And basically, as far as you can tell, you basically like blinked and were in this void.
Yeah. All right. So
you're still you.
So I can. I really just want to be like, hey, so do you know anything about this, and turn it on?
Do you?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Cool. The starry vision of the child screams, winks out, and you are not violently but physically pushed backward from the box by the psychic pulse it releases.
Whoa.
Oh no.
And when you reach out again, you can tell it's gone, quote unquote, unconscious again.
So much for friendship.
It like made it knock out. All right. Wild.
Yeah, this hard light blade, this sun blade, just cuts through the void you're in and rips you out of it physically.
Wild. I feel like at this point is when Jane's coming in behind me.
Yeah, Jane pops her head in the vault.
Yeah. I turned I kind of picture Taloo like sitting I don't know how to describe it. You know when your legs are in like a W kind of shape? You're sitting on the ground. Yeah. Just turning off the blade and looking at Jane being like, this thing does not like this. made it pass out. And just like looks dead in the eye.
Jane takes, like, just pulls a flask out, takes a long drink of it, nods, and keeps going.
All right, yeah. What scenes we want to do? Any conversation we want to have? Or are we going to do this job? Do you want to read the packets, find out what the job is? Or
would everyone's characters be good with this job that we're doing? Or would anybody be against
Pappy's
it?
never going to die, so he's down.
Rachel's totally cool with it. Taloo just wants to figure out what star we got to go to.
Okay.
Yeah, Melvin's along for the ride. So.
Hey, Chaag, do you want to go on a mission where you're on reality television?
Television.
Cool. All right, we in. Jane walks away.
Yeah, when you say that, okay, we're going, I just put down my communicator that had Lem Krant, one of my contacts, ready to go, and I just put that away like, oh, okay, you got a different mission.
all right, so you guys head through the jump gates from Fade to Reiko and then Reiko to Mara. You have a little bit of heat in these systems, but not enough that anyone's like actively looking out for you. So it's not like, you don't have to sneak through the jump gates or anything. You just join the queue and go through when it's your time. You jump through to Mara and follow, find the signal coming out from this Oika's ship. It kind of is in the same, it's in like a distant sort of orbit around Godsbin. It's not like it specifically there, but they've kind of trawled it into an orbit just so that they don't lose it.
Just because I know this trip does take a little bit of time, I'm very curious about if this sun would ever wake up, if I would ever be able to ask it about what happened.
I think in the time it would take to get to Mara, it's another day or two of travel. It does not wake up.
Okay, cool. Oh, then I can continue. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever you did was some kind of significant psychic shock.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool that you traumatized this poor little rock boy.
Well, cool that like we don't have to. We can continue to move the story.
Yeah, cool. I don't have to talk to them anymore.
It was there for Order 66.
Order 99.
Now there are a number of wrecks in the Mara system, including the wreck of the Amarant, which is a large Alliance capital ship that was disabled and has just been circling the star for years. But the ship you're going toward is a freighter. It's called the Gorgeous Axiom. And when you get there, you can see that there are three other ships kind of either docked with it or just in holding position nearby. The ship itself, the Gorgeous Axiom, is this long, narrow freighter, kind of a classic industrial design. It's mostly gray, but it does have kind of colored panels here and there to give it this more colorful look, kind of patchwork quilt look. There are three other ships. Two of them are smaller personal craft, and one of them is a mid-sized freighter about the size of your guys' ship. And you guys dock with that one. That's the one where you're being met. The Oika greets you and pulls you in the airlock. You see there are camera techs, camera drones, sound engineers. There are a couple of lawyers who seem to be there to provide on-set, like, don't touch that, do touch that, don't say this, don't do that, You see the star of the show, a star of Derelict-Delvers, is off to the side getting their makeup done and mic check. They are this young woman with light brown skin and curly, frizzy hair that would normally come on both sides of their head, but they've pulled back in a ponytail. They've got bright eyes that you think might be cybernetically enhanced. Doing a mic check. The Oika shows you around, is like, this is our camera guy, this is our sound guy, that's the star over there, don't talk to her unless she talks to you. And you see, actually, even as he says that, the star looks at you guys and waves, and she seems friendly enough.
Hi there.
Hey, are you guys the muscle, I guess?
I am the muscle, yeah.
I mean, yeah, mainly he's the muscle, but yeah, the rest of us are
Some
here.
call him a mineral badass.
That's funny. You should write that down.
She comes over. She brushes off the makeup and sound people and comes over to you guys directly. As the producer is like, don't talk to her. She just walks straight over to you guys, and she's like, hey, it's so nice to meet you guys. We've had
Derek?
a little bit of trouble. No, I'm Margot.
No, it's a derelict ship, not a derrick ship.
I thought we were going to meet Derek Delvers.
Derek Delvers.
Why would Derek Telvers do a reality television show?
You're saying it wrong. It's Derek Delvers. He delves into ships. He's really cool.
That's actually, I never thought of that, but he is such a big star. I would love to get him on this show.
Oh.
My name is Margot Verse. It's a pleasure to meet you guys. Your ship is cool. We saw the footage of your race. Your pilot did some crazy stuff. And we just thought, hey, let's reach out and see if we can get some authentic, mercenaries and check this ship out.
Well, I'm not a mercenary.
We get paid to kill people on occasionally. We're mercenaries. I mean, we've never done anything like that before.
Hey, it's a tough galaxy out there, but someone's got to live in it.
I thought we got
Was that camera rolling? Hey, I need that footage. Jay goes up under a camera guy.
Anyway, basically the way this is going to go is I'm going to, do my thing on the ship. And I just want you guys to kind of react authentically and, interface with the ship where you see fit. And if anything weird happens, deal with it. Is that cool?
I mean, how much weird stuff do we think is going to happen?
Well, the producers always, set something up. So just roll with it and pretend it's real. All right.
We do the weird stuff.
I deal with a lot of things.
There won't be ghosts, right?
No, ghosts aren't real.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's visitors. I mean, we have run into visitors on the show before, but not like maybe once a season.
What are visitors?
Visitors? What is a visitor?
She kind of looks around. She's like, "You guys don't know that?" And she kind of and then another figure, this tall, spindly, humanoid, but definitely not human. They're like 8 feet tall and completely hunched over.
Slender Man.
Kind of like Slender Man, but like a more like kind of grotesque, cute Slender Man, where they have these big bulbous eyes and a tiny mouth and long, spindly fingers.
And he's not in a suit. He's in
but guys,
Friday.
But guys, it's cute. It's cute.
It's kawaii Slender Man.
It's cute.
Slender Man.
It's cute in a kind of like those lemurs with the giant eyes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The night,
kind of that.
They're nightmare lemurs.
And they come over. They're wearing this sort of long black robe, and they say, "The visitors. They come to ships in transit, especially in warp, and we do not know their intentions, but they are typically harmless. If you do see one, do not be alarmed." And Margot's like, "I'm sorry. This is Min Vane. They work the eye beacon around Godsbin. We just invited them on in case of need of their expertise. Min, this is the Scarab people."
I make a hand motion like I'm trying to put my hand through them to check if they're a ghost.
You just bump right into their arm, and they go, "Ow."
Sorry.
Chaag,
My
that is
bones are
poor
very
etiquette.
fragile. Please do not do that.
I'm sorry. I thought maybe you were a ghost.
Do you need an ice pack?
No, I'm fine.
Oh my God.
Any other questions for the production crew or anything, or shall we jump on board the Gorgeous Axiom?
The Gorgeous Axiom, hell yeah.
Gorgeous Axiom, hell yeah.
Wait, we don't get hair and makeup?
Hard cut.
I am beautiful.
I think this is either you guys can decide how you want to handle this. It doesn't super affect either way, but we can treat this as kind of an infiltration mission or as a mystic mission.
Probably a mystic mission.
Sort of, it depends on just basically how you guys are approaching. Trying to be tactical and military, or you're going to be like ghost hunters.
We're gonna be ghost hunters, I think.
Oh, ghost.
We're
Definitely
the B team of the ghost hunting show, right? We're not even the one who's like the main focus of it. We're just the ones being like, "Oh, what was that?"
Yeah, we're the ones that they send upstairs and forget about.
Yeah.
They do like
feel like-
cool,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, let's go into this abandoned jail cell," like shit like that.
As we're heading out, a PA tries to take a flask from Jane, and she just straight punches him in the gut.
It's a pretty bold operation as wanted criminals to put your faces on television. So we're gonna give
It's
a
not
die for
live.
that.
It's not live.
A Black Ops organization. We're just like, "Hi, Mom, I'm on TV."
To be fair, that's very Pappy.
A little bit.
And I'm going to add an extra die for other elements to consider. So we're going to roll 3 dice on this engagement roll. Oh, Rachel, yes, do you have a question?
I guess I just wanted to place Taloo's thoughts in this actual thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like she strikes the very good position as kind of like the, I don't know, like not goth, but but I think Taloo kind of fits the role of like the like typical like dark themed character on one of these shows. So she is just kind of really filling that mold and just kind of like, yeah, sure, ghost sounds wonderful.
They do film short like profile intros for each of you. So let's just see that real quick.
Yay.
As in the future when they finish editing, what are each of your little intro cards look like? Just a brief like 5-second shot with a subheader if you want.
You ever just want to throw yourself into the sun? I'm Taloo Devuna.
You've got the narrator coming on that's like, for this job, the crew has hired a team of expert delvers to escort Margot through the Gorgeous Axiom. Their fearless leader, Chaag the Cortex.
Just say anything.
Their pilot, Horace Floid.
Oh yeah, that's you could just call me Pappy.
Their doctor, medical emergency liaison 2572, Melvin.
In my line of work, people are very prone to being dead. It is my job to make sure they do not do that. Their resident bad girl, Taloo Devuna.
Their resident lady boss.
Resident girl boss, Taloo Devuna. That's what it is.
She would definitely make sure no one knows that she's a mystic, but after that, she would just look into the like camera like dead in the eye, like, I ever wanted to know what a knife felt like on your skin.
Yeah. You guys remember we said Aubrey Plaza is playing?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Still fake. And their cowboy.
So it doesn't actually say Jane Dexheart because Jane never writes down her name as Jane Dexheart. Instead, she puts in the name of Fenley Natula, which is that diplomat that I don't get along with.
And their cowboy, Fenley Natula.
Hi there, yeah, that's right, Fenley Natula, and she gives a finger to the screen.
Join them now as they explore the Gorgeous Axiom on this episode of Derelict-delvers. Boom, boom. We
Dun 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 dun.
wipe to the interior of the Axiom. The lights are all off except for the emergency lighting in the hallways. There are crew lines on the ground that kind of navigate toward different parts of the ship. And you guys are you have like weapons ready but not drawn. Margot is behind you, kind of doing that, walk and talk backwards into camera thing. And I won't do her whole spiel, but she's basically like, this is the Gorgeous Axiom. The ship was discovered 2 weeks ago, abandoned after an unusual radiation vector passed through its outer shielding. And she keeps going on about like the history of the ship and what happened. I want to know, you guys are kind of leading this expedition. Which part of the ship are we heading to first?
I would love to head to the helm, but I don't know if everybody else is on board with that.
I was thinking either that or like Taloo might lean into the fact that like this is supposed to be scary and suggest like one of the lower levels of the ship or like the basement or storage area where
the hold.
Yeah.
You gotta save that. You gotta save that for the end.
I mean, or you just die soon.
Well, before we even get on, the ship is dark, but it has these like running lines, and we're using like mag lights and whatnot.
Yeah, you've got personal lights.
Okay.
The ship has emergency lights on.
As like those airlock doors open up, she sees this like dark ship hallway and just cannot move her legs. Just absolutely frozen.
You see one of the camera techs like elbows you, like, hey, you got it.
She immediately reacts and like pulls a fucking knife. Like, just like, sorry. We're good.
I did that. I was actually gonna be like, hello.
To nudge Jane. Sorry, yeah. Actually.
Then Jane does the same to you. Like, she literally, like, quick as anything, like pulls this fucking knife on you that was hidden somewhere on her as well. And she just, sorry, just I don't like this. And I didn't think it was going to be quite so dark and claustrophobic.
Taloo like kind of like smirks a little bit and like touches Jane on the shoulder and goes like, but how much money are we going to make at the end of this? And how much stuff can we find in there?
You raise a really good point there.
Let's
and
think about that.
Yeah.
Margot looks genuinely concerned. She kind of is like, can we turn the running lights on? The ship, like the engine is still going. And then there's like a buzzing in her ear and it's like, okay, So we can't have the running lights on. It's for the atmosphere. Sorry, but everything will be fine. I promise. All right.
Can we just get a bunch of extra headlamps and strap them onto Jane?
Yeah. Can we? She waves over like a tech and just.
Jane has like 9 headlamps on her now. Like armbands, leg bands, one around the waist.
On the back.
That's gonna make so many worse shadows.
Oh, it's nightmarish looking around.
Melvin?
Oh, we need not worry about that.
Melvin's gonna twist like the front little eyeball he has, for lack of a better term, and it's just gonna turn into a spotlight.
Huge spotlight coming out of Melvin's face. We know how these for our Chaag. How do you handle a dark and abandoned spooky spaceship?
I click my one flashlight. And I'm gonna head to the cafeteria or the mess hall or kitchen. Galley? Yeah, galley.
Galley's good. Galley's a good ship word.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, feel free to split the party here. They have multiple cameras. They can follow different parts of you. Chaag's gonna head to the galley. Pappy's gonna head to the helm.
I'll go to the helm too.
Helm, all right. Melvin and Jane.
I think Jane would probably stick with Chaag. She wants to stick with our most threatening aura right now.
Right.
Wait, am I the most threatening? Taloo is like, what field knife when you're...
That is true. All that shit about
But
it.
who is
No,
that intimidating to? Living things or ghosts?
Chaag is the biggest gun, and I'll go with Chaag
Fair.
to the mess hall.
That's fair.
Melvin?
Is there any desired path you wish for me to go today? With you, Captain, or...
I mean, right now it's kind of a free-for-all. Why don't you stick with our camera, or what was her name again? Margot?
Margot?
God, I never heard of her before. Why don't you stick with Margot and see if they need any help with anything? You mind doing that?
Of course, Miss Margot, if I may.
Yeah, Margot and the main, like the camera A are going to the helm with Pappy and Taloo because they want to check out the shielding first.
Actually, wait, no. Jane, thinking about what Taloo said, it just goes up to Melvin and is like, why don't you sneak off and go see if you can find something down that cargo hold?
Ooh.
Understood. I'll do my best.
You got a couple little compartments on you, right? Yeah, they won't notice something goes missing.
Well, I believe after this, the ship is scheduled for demolition, so definitely not.
There you go, it's already lost. And goes off with Chaag.
All right.
Pretty sure we were told we could take whatever we wanted from the
We
ship.
were.
We
That's
were?
true, yeah. Yes.
Well, I still feel like a criminal.
It's no fun if they let me take it.
It's no
They
fun
want
if
us
they
to
just
do it.
let us take
Standard,
it.
it's not the same.
Let's jump in with our engagement roll here. So someone please roll 3 dice for me.
I got it.
All right, you got it.
That's 2 1s and a 4.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Why did we trust you with rolling our dice?
We did it. We just did it.
Like,
I had 6 by 4 for my 3.
oh, God damn
Oh
it.
my God.
Taking the first answer, we
of
narrowly
course.
escape a bad engagement roll and go with merely a risky one.
I was really ready for it.
So we jump forward. Let's follow the camera crew first. So Pappy and Taloo, you guys go with Margot and the camera crew to the helm, where Margot again is like giving the history of the ship and its crew and is kind of talking about, here's what we know happened and here's what we think happened. Here's what the ship was carrying and here's why that's spooky. And the camera crew is like filming her, trying to get these angles on the different parts of the ship. How are you guys handling the cameras as they're kind of trying to like nudge and jostle you around? How are you guys handling being on camera?
I guess this kind of comes with a secondary question. Like, is there any like weird voices or any like spooky things that she is picking up? Because ultimately she doesn't want to appear to be kind of special. She just kind of is doing her thing. So
You get a general spooky vibe, but no specific mystical energy you detect. You do feel kind of a connection to Min Vane, the spindly mystic living around Godsbin. They seem to have some connection to the eye as well, but nothing specific.
okay, so then yeah, she's just kind of like probably like just annoyed that if a camera gets too close to her, and probably wouldn't be too against literally like moving it away, like no, and pushing it away, but not anything aggressive, or which the camera probably loves that anyway. So
Yeah, no, they're super into the drama.
Yeah.
Pappy?
Pappy is so awkward. Like every time he remembers it's there and looks at it, he like just kind of stares into the screen and just like this petrified smile is on his face, and he just like, it's probably a good thing we didn't get makeup because he would be sweating it all
off. You guys get to the helm. Margot is still giving her spiel. Min Vane kind of takes a back seat and is just sort of coming around corners last and making the whole shot extra spooky. Like, at least one of the camera techs is always like, oh, they're with us every single time. You guys get to the helm. I want each of you to tell me one thing. Pappy, I want you to tell me what you notice about the ship's like technical systems or its helming. Like, what clue do you find up here? And Taloo, I want you to tell me what is written on the wall.
Ooh, okay. So in terms of the technical systems, I think Pappy like immediately kind of goes over towards like the main control panel and everything, looks it all over. He's like opening up some panels just to see how the wiring looks, and it doesn't look like anything went wrong. Everything looks perfect. Like, nothing in the helm indicates that the ship should have stopped working. They even mentioned earlier that the engines are still running and everything. Mm-hmm. Something just prevented the ship from continuing to move.
Technician Horace Floid is inspecting the helm. Mr. Floid, what have you found?
Yes. I have discovered with mine eyes that there was nothing wrong with the mechanical parts that are hither.
She starts waving her arm near her neck. Is like, okay, get off. Back to me.
Amazing. Was
our technician, Mr. Floyd, tells us that there is nothing in the ship's logs that points to any kind of systems failure. We know the engines are still running, but the shielding has failed.
And as she's talking, Pappy like slowly is making his way into frame, just smiling.
That's incredible.
And Taloo, what is written on the wall?
Yeah, Taloo is probably like looking like past like the driver's seat is in front of her and like looking at the wall, not necessarily towards the front, but towards the wall next to it or whatever would be beyond it.
This is a big freighter, so there is a full like starship bridge here.
Yeah, gotcha. The nearest wall, nearest to the driver's, seat, it says in like shitty spray paint, it drove them mad in big red letters with like several exclamation marks. And she's kind of like sitting there with her like hand on her chin, judging it a little too hard.
Yeah. Now going over to Drifter Taloo Devuna, who is an expert in these types of matters. Cameras pan over and like Margot goes, "Oh, seems something is written on the wall here. It drove them mad." Huh.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's just like a bad pun because we're here next to the driver's seat or what.
You're also
Pappy
you're thinking,
laughs hysterically.
You don't get any read off any of these crewmates either. Like, none of them give any hint whether or not this was set up by the producer.
Yeah.
The paint looks maybe a little fresh, but it's hard to tell. And Min Vane kind of approaches and like puts a long spindly hand on your shoulder, Taloo. And I don't think they even say anything. I think they just give you like a weird look that is completely undecipherable.
I want to say it like gives her a chill, but it definitely does not. It definitely does not. She just like kind of looks her in the eye, like deadpan, and then just like, huh, and like.
Wait, sorry, for my benefit, what are Min Vane's pronouns?
Min Vane is they, them. Margot is she, they.
Gotcha. I'm sorry if I mispronounced.
No, I mean, I think I did it as well. That's my bad. We make mistakes. We cover it up. Not cover it up.
Cover it up.
We make mistakes.
We edit them out.
Jonas is the god of this domain. You just gotta.
That's gotta stay. That's gotta stay in.
Funny coming from me.
Oh my
cut
god.
down to the cafeteria. Chaag, you and Jane are heading with your lights. Jane, you've got like a full like. You're kind of the equivalent of those of a raver who has glow sticks wrapped around every part of their body.
Yeah.
You guys have 2 camera techs and a sound engineer with you as well, and a couple camera drones that are just working autonomously. Are you guys chatting at all as you go down these hallways? Where are you saying?
So you went to a 4-year university just to get told what to do on a film set?
Sky, why are you like
I
getting home
mean,
like that?
Like a lot of, it's kind of like an artistic challenge to find the angle. We don't. These aren't sets. We don't build them, so we got to find the angles in every ship. It's difficult. It's hard work.
That's cool. Find the angle.
I don't understand a single thing that you just said there. And takes another long sip of her flask, and then just like points and goes, "Oh, look, something mysterious." There's nothing there. She just walks away, like the other way.
Pan to the wall, just lights on it, completely blank wall, and then just camera hurriedly catches up with you as you're walking
exactly.
away. Chaag, as you guys get to the cafeteria, Chaag, I want you to tell me what the scene looks like here. What kind of is it messy? Were they in the middle of a meal? Was there a fight? What does the scene look like? And Jane, I want you to tell me what here in the cafeteria specifically reminds her of her past.
Fuck.
Okay. Everything in the galley looks like it was just clean. There are no dishes out. There's nothing in the sink or on the counters. It is impossible to tell if anyone did anything in this room recently.
I'm getting chills down my spine. You guys are so good at this. Do you want to start a ghost hunting podcast?
Let's do it.
The galley is completely clean. No sign of life. No sign of a meal. In that complete, sparseness, Jane, what little hint do you see that gives you some kind of flashback?
I think Jane. How big is this cat? How big is this? Is this like a enormous galley, or is this just like there's like 2 tables and?
I think this is one of 2 galleys on the ship, so it's pretty big. This is the 4 galley. It is the size of like something you might find on like a military base or something.
Okay then. So there's like lines of tables. I think Jane goes up and she sees just simply the lines of tables, and there's like what could be a blood stain on one of the tables. And in her vision, though, from her perspective, she comes into the room and she sees every table dripping with blood and someone shouting something in the distance, and then it just kind of snaps back. And it's just like one stain. It might have just been ketchup. It might be blood.
I love that there is exactly one spot in this spotless room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
You guys are looking around. Something skitters across the ceiling.
Jane like moves a flashlight, like trying to catch it.
You see it just barely getting out of view of your light.
What was your name again? I shout over to that camera.
David?
Of course it's David. David, you guys didn't set up anything, right? Like these shows are all fake, right? Like you guys put some.
Yeah, they don't really tell us what they're gonna put in there.
Oh,
We're just gonna
that's
have to catch it.
So they sent in a bunch of armed mercenaries and aren't gonna tell us what's about to happen.
That's the go of it. Yeah,
Jane like fully looks at him and goes, "You do realize we're liable to kill someone."
we're just gonna cut down to the where Melvin, you have snuck away and you have found yourself in the hold. And
we're gonna have a C-3PO situation.
No.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, Melvin.
Much like these others, Melvin, I want you to tell me, what is it about the hold? Is it full of cargo? Is it empty? Is it organized in a weird way? What is the thing we notice in the hold? Now, you don't have cameras with you or anything. This is all on Melvin. What's weird in the hold? Or maybe nothing's weird.
So the weird thing about the hold is it's, a general holding cell in a ship, but it's just full of fish. Like raw, like recently pulled from the ocean fish.
In crates or just like
lined up in rows.
Fascinating.
I love it. we were
Not
doing this
refrigerated
like
down there.
What a curveball. What a beautiful curveball.
we were doing this like very like suspenseful thriller kind of horror, but now we're into like Douglas Adams horror. And I really love it.
I love it.
At the bridge of the ship, Margot's giving her spiel. Taloo, you and Min are looking up at these words on the wall. Pappy is like awkwardly trying to save face. The words on the wall start to melt and shift. Jane and Chaag in the cafeteria, you are trying to follow this thing with lights, maybe a gun drawn.
Oh, yeah.
Something rises up directly behind Jane, and a little drop of saliva falls on the brim of your head.
No.
And down in the holds, Melvin, you see at the very far wall a shadowy figure placing the last of these fish in a line that looks up back at you, and you see, as they step forward into your spotlight beam, another version of yourself. And that is where we will call this.
What?
Man.
Oh my god, that was not what I was expecting.
No,
Guys.
especially a med droid.
Placing
was-
fish.
Guys, that was awesome. You guys, I'm so excited. That was so wonderful. You guys all did
Oh my
great.
god.
We're going to briefly talk about our XP gain here for this roleplay heavy session.
Yeah, I'm gonna get 3 on this one.
3 XP. I think, yeah, that makes plenty of sense. I love that moment with Pappy in the camera. I just love going from like, I'm invincible, I'm never gonna die, and then completely whiffing it when there's pressure.
It's just cameras. He is not good around cameras.
Oh god, I hope Farla sees this episode.
Oh no.
Who's next?
Okay, I don't know. I felt can I say 4? I'm feeling 4. I feel
It's
You can
honor
say whatever
system.
you want.
I just feel excited about that. Actually, that feels right to me.
You had a lot of stuff. Absolutely, a lot of different moments to express.
Perfect.
Melvin.
I'm going to say 4 too, because I feel like this was one of the few times that I actually used insight and compassion.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Absolutely.
those moments come rare
Absolutely.
as a robot, you know?
Chag.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for a nice round 8. Yeah, that's no. I think 3. I think 3 is fair.
Another 3. 3 is a very normal number.
Yeah.
It's one of the most normal numbers, you might say. I don't know where I'm going with this. And Jane.
I'm just gonna go with 3.
The 3. All right.
Cool.
Solid. Well, guys, thank you all for another great episode. Thank you for listening. Does anyone have anything they would like to plug?
Hey, you know that Twitch channel I talk about all the time? You should definitely hit me up. Twitch.tv/Majora's Rose, at Rachel Kordell on other platforms for my personal stuff. And also, one more time for my Twitter, it's at Majora's Rose TTV, because I can't get that freaking handle. Thank you. I'm very upset about it. Anyway.
Oh no.
Yeah, someone else has it.
What?
Very weird.
You
Yeah.
got a good taste in
You
names.
can buy it off him.
That's weird.
One day. I swear I will. I swear I
That-
will.
Might when would happen.
I am TINTENSEHER. You can find my link tree, which will point you to all of my various things that I do, including itch.io, where I publish short RPGs and things. This month, I joined a lot of game jams and published a lot of games. Check them out. There's a horror game. There's a journaling game. There is what's the one I literally just did yesterday? Oh, and a solo game about a dying MMO. Check them out. Thank you.
I want to give a shout out to Marin for giving us a review on Facebook, which is apparently another place you can leave us a review. If you
God.
want to leave us a review.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry it took so
That
long,
makes
but we
sense.
record some of these episodes a little bit in advance.
That's what we want. We want those reviews on Facebook, baby.
I'll take
listen,
it.
No,
It's
honestly,
still relevant.
anywhere we get them.
Yeah.
Anywhere we can get them.
Any
I want to
feedback?
hear from you, crazy kids.
You can find us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, or send us an email at rpjusters@gmail.com.
Good night.
Goodbye.
No one else went. Listen, keep talking. Listen, I could really go into the deep
Nope.
lore about
Goodbye.
why Pappy's afraid of
The-
being on.
the-
Oh,
Like,
you know what?
just really get into
The
No.
deep lore
You don't
of
need to do
Facebook
that.
reviews.
Okay, so but just hear me out, okay?
With your eyeballs as you keep